Hello, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you watch this video, just good day. I was supposed to do a video yesterday, but to be perfectly honest, I was having kind of a bad pain day, so I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'm still having that bad pain, but I don't want to say do it tomorrow again and again and becomes never. So, which is not a bad thing because today I was actually going to specifically talk about the more physical things I got going on. And again, this isn't me being chismosa or asking for help or anything. I'm just giving these symptoms, I guess. And on that note, I'm not going to diagnose anyone or anything. But if you have any of these symptoms, you may want to either go get checked out somewhere or just monitor the situation, what meds I use so that maybe they can help as long as it's OTC. So, on that note, I'm going to start out with the tooth pain I have. So, I can't figure out if the reason why my tooth just split in half in the back, I'll probably put a picture later on Facebook or Discord to make it a spoiler and not everybody sees the blood and stuff. So, this tooth down here, it like just, there's like a fissure almost, it looks like. So, and that's all fine and well, but the thing is, it's on the side where I have neuropathy. So from here all the way to here, I actually don't feel anything other than numbness. And whenever I go out in the cold, oh my god, it's like someone is just stabbing me right there. That had actually happened again from another dental visit at I won't say where. I'll tell you if you have any questions, but I don't want to put anybody down. My first visit there, they were injecting the numbing agent or whatever it's called, and he happened to hit a nerve. And because I signed the waiver, like, hey, saying that if I mess up, you're not gonna do anything legal. There's nothing I can do, which is fine. C'est la vie. Well, fast forward to today, and this tooth, if it hurts here where the tooth is, I've actually happened to feel it all the way over here. Which is why, again, yesterday I did not want to make that video because it's hard to talk. But today I took some, what is that called? Hydrocodone? Um, I've never used it, seen it, whatever. It's prescribed. I have the bottle. I don't do drugs. And it's helping. It's probably going to make me really sleepy, which is going to shorten this video, but at least I get to sleep because I had an awful night. And sorry about the airplanes. I live really close to a base, and you'll probably hear that or gunshots, and it's not a robbery or anything. It's just that's where I live. So I don't know what caused the tooth to chip. Could be the diabetes, it could be the Remicade, it could be the metformin I used to be on, because some of these medications help you with some things, but then they mess up other things. And I kind of just accept that the tooth is broken. I gotta go get seen. I have been given some leads. Thank you to all the people who helped me with that. And I also, another friend gave me an app for my medications so I don't forget. Thank you for that. That's it for that update. So my recommendation there would be is if you begin to suspect you have a toothache, and it doesn't matter if you're diabetic or not, or HS or not, whatever, go get checked out. There are some charities in the city that will help you out with that. The UT Dental School will do extractions if you're on CareLink. It doesn't cover anything else, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what happened to me. See, this tooth has been an issue for a while, as well as the neuropathy. And when I went for that initial visit, they told me that they can't extract it unless I have a backup plan to have another tooth put, not another tooth, to put in an implant, because that's how I eat. Because I'm missing another tooth in the same area, but on top on this side. So I'm like, oh no, I don't have those $600, $800 that they want. And I held off, and then I went to another dentist because the pain started here again. I had been on ibuprofen, and I said, I need to stop and see a dentist. I went to the Central Med on Zarzamora. They do walk-ins. And the guy was like, the dentist, sorry, you need braces, you need a deep clean, and I just needed a lot of work done. So now we're talking like thousands of dollars, all because I didn't go when I was supposed to go. But again, I didn't have the money, so it's not my fault. I didn't choose to live in pain. I can't stress that enough. I don't have Munchausen's or anything like that. Okay, timer's at 5 minutes. The second thing is why I got prescribed the hydrocodone. So as you know, HS causes cysts, boils, abscesses, whatever you want to call it. Well, a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was in so much pain. I had a flare up on this side of my neck. But it was so big, I could not move. It was from this end, it was started out here, then it traveled to the other end here. If you touched the back of my neck, it would be so tender, and you can tell it was an HS flare up. It happened to tunnel through. So I went to that appointment, and the doctor said, "What do you want to do?" I said, don't I don't want injections. I'm so close to seeing my primary, and my A1C I found out is at 7. So I'm like, it's not what the doctor wants, the primary doctor, but it's something, I tried. But if I keep getting these steroid injections, which raise your A1C, then I'm never going to finish. Fast forward a week, and I said, I can't take the pain anymore. I do what you need to do. And he's like, well, we'll inject it with the steroid. And so we did that. And he says, but if you have that pain again, here are these pills until you get to see me again. The thing is, that was single-handedly the most intense pain I have ever been in. I was crying. I didn't want to get out of bed because I didn't want to move. I would go so far as to say that it hurt almost as much as the time that my kidney was at 40% functionality. When that happened, Nate had to pick me up from the floor. I was in so much pain and doubled over in the restroom, and I just fell. And he held me, and that's when I went to the doctor, found out my kidney was shutting down, and I was like, oh, okay. That was a fun week. As far as HS goes, that was it. Then last week I went for another checkup to see. I think I'd seen him 2-3 weeks in a row. I can't remember. I went, and it was the first time in years, I think, I had gone to that specific clinic. It's a skin clinic at Robert B. Greene, where I didn't need anything, not even a Band-Aid, no injection, no deroofing, anywhere. It's like the Remicade is working. That's great. So now that we're moving on to that, the Remicade issue, we actually started out a year ago, and I had meant to talk about this sooner, except one thing after another. I'm using actually the webcam because my phone is just so janky. I don't know why. It's a Pixel 8 Pro, and I guess I'm using it wrong. Either way, I started out going every 6, yes, every 6 weeks at 600 milligrams. When you get to the infusion center, they give you 600 milligrams of Tylenol and 1 unit, or half a unit, I think is what they said, of Benadryl. That's for the pain and to prevent any reactions from the Remicade, like hives. I think that's what it says is a side effect. You can break out in hives. I'll comment on that in just a second. So then I told the doctor, I said, this isn't working, because 2 weeks before that, my next infusion, I would have a bunch of flare-ups. So the doctor says, okay, we'll go to every 5 weeks at 600 milligrams. And if this doesn't work, your next option is going to be going to 4 weeks, or we give you a higher dose of Remicade, or we use this other medication that could mess up your, I think he said, your liver. If it's not in good condition, they can't even give me that medicine. And having an uncle that passed away from liver issues. I was like, let's not do that. So, oh my. So, I said, let's do it to 5 weeks at 600 milligrams. Then I still would break out 1 week before my next infusion. Fast forward to today, we're on 800 milligrams of Remicade, and it's every 4 weeks. Same Benadryl, same Tylenol, everything is good there. But there was one time where, because they give you half of what you're supposed to get of a dose. There was one time where I did break out, and I was so embarrassed because I had to go to the restroom, and like just scratch on my neck, my everywhere. I go back and I said, "Sir, I really don't feel good." So he was like, "Okay, let's give you some more Benadryl," and I was like, "All right." But I had just come back from visiting my uncle before he passed away from Louisiana, so I hadn't gotten any sleep. But I was so bothered by the itching, I still didn't sleep. And I drove into San Antonio. I arrived here like at 6. My infusion was at 9. So I had Nate drive me to the hospital. I hadn't slept in forever. It's a 9-hour drive from here to where they live. And I just powered through it. I have a picture of that too, because I was really nervous. I was like, I think this is it. The full effect of the Remicade being, with me having a crappy immune system because of the Remicade and the diabetes. You know, oh, and the HS, because that it is believed that HS is an immune disorder. I was like, oh man, this is probably it. So I was prepared. I said a little prayer. I was like, hey God, if it's your will, whatever. And that's what scares me about the Remicade. If you ever get the chance, or if you're curious, you can ask me what the side effects are, or you can look it up yourself. And one of the things that can happen is you can have a heart attack. So every time I go, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's today the day. So I say a little prayer, and then we do it. But that day was intense. It could have been that the Benadryl didn't work because I was so much on adrenaline. I that day on highway, what was it, 90 near Foster Road, I had almost hit uh, a semi truck from how tired I was. So I did this number, and ever since then, all the way till 9 o'clock, I was like, oh my gosh. um, so yeah, there's that. And sorry if you hear the bird, or you see the cat, or you hear Ansi, the dog. I let them run around. Not the bird. So, the purpose of this video, getting back on track, is just to talk about the HS. I had wanted to do one video per ailment, but as much pain as I am in today, now, we'll see how that goes. We'll play it by ear. I haven't had any flare-ups yet. Nothing that requires immediate attention. And even then, the doctor said whenever you feel that you can't take it anymore, you can't sit, you can't stand, you can't sleep, come in and we'll do the de-roofing. You can come in as a walk-in. I was like, whoa. Wow, okay. I didn't know my situation was that serious. And at one point he commented that it was one of the not so good cases he's seen. It's pretty bad. But to be fair, no one knew what it was until I saw this doctor in particular. And I wasn't joking when I said that I was going to be in the textbooks. They record my procedures with my consent. They take pictures of before and after and during. And he says, would you mind if I submit these to the book? I just won't use your name because of privacy. PHI, HIPAA, and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, put my name in there. I don't care. He's like, no, I can't. So I was like, all right. And I am literally a textbook case of HS, hidradenitis suppurativa. And that inspired me to start documenting the journey I had wanted to do, but I couldn't. But yeah, it's getting better, and hopefully, we found the right combination of all the meds so they don't raise my A1C anymore. But on my part, I need to start exercising. And I love it. I love cardio. So I'm hoping, because I gained all the weight back that I had lost, I'm hoping to hop on the recumbent bike, stationary bike, and get back to that weight I was at. I I had to stop exercising because if I sweat and I don't take an immediate shower, I'll break out. I'll have another flare up. But I noticed that even if I took a shower, as long as sweat collects around my neck or my arms, anywhere, I will get a flare up. Doesn't matter which day it is towards Remicade or anything like that. I used to work out 3 times a week at 30 minutes on the recumbent bike. And when I was like at around going every 5 weeks, I got one of the bigger flare ups I've had, and it's just because I was sweating. I literally was allergic to my sweat. So now that the HS is not in remission, it doesn't ever go away, but it's not as bad. I should start picking that up, lose those 30 pounds that I had initially lost. And yeah, that's where I'm at with HS. I think we got time to talk about the diabetes. So, as I mentioned multiple times, I'm just proud that my A1C is at 7.45. I don't remember. Um, that was through the Center for Healthcare Services because they wanted to put me on more meds, but more meds means more A1C, and can't have that. So I have an appointment on the 8th, I think, to see my primary, and that's where we're going to talk about where I'm at. The diabetes is probably what caused, that's what I suspect, my tooth issues. And as far as the hair loss goes, I'm not too proud of that, but there's nothing I can do because I started Ozempic again. And there's a lot of people saying that it makes you lose your hair, that it causes stomach paralysis, and thank God I haven't run into any of those issues other than the hair loss. There's a lot of uh, issues with Ozempic, really, but it's probably because I'm on such a low dose that nothing else has happened. Again, thank you God, or whoever you believe in. If you believe in, if you don't, that's also cool. So that's my target. I don't want to say how much I weigh because if this gets back to a certain family member, they're gonna flip. In Mexico, I mean, my family's pretty cool. They understand that hey, you have these issues. We're not gonna push you. So it's becoming a little apparent that the HS and the diabetes don't like each other. And it goes back to what I said. I always say this, that like it's something that my dad would say. You take your medicine for one thing and you end up messing up other things. Then you take more medicine, and it's a cycle. It'll never stop until we say, okay, what can we do on our part to prevent things from escalating? And he probably said that to me because he was a diabetic too. My dad was diligent, and when he was here, he would wake me up and say, because I didn't want him driving. He had a prosthetic leg, and it would affect his driving because it was his right leg. I was like, no, I'll drive wherever you want to go. I'll take you. And he says, okay. He would say, did you take your medicine? Do you have a water with you? Do you have your meter with you? And all these things he would tell me to do, remind me to do them. I just realized I'm using the wrong recording app. Hopefully this works. And with him not here, I've been slacking. I'm not gonna lie. There's days where I said I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to Ozempic anymore. I don't want to Abilify anymore. And my support system comes in, be it Nate, my mom, my family, and they'll tell me you need to take it. You need to, because if you don't, it's only going to hurt you in the end, and not just physically. I mean, bad things can really happen if you suddenly stop medication. It's especially with Lamictal. If you don't do the tritation, I think it's what it's called. If you don't taper it the right way, you can break out in hives if you take the wrong amount. So I have that to look forward to. On top of the Remicade possibly causing hives, I can't win. But just for those of y'all that are on medication, if y'all need a reminder, let me know. I mean, I don't care if I have to call you, I'll do it. In the meantime, I had been using my little alarm clock, but I was given another resource not too long ago. I don't have it with me, but yeah, and I'm doing okay. It's just this pain, and there's nothing I can do about it, and that's what really, really sucks. But that's about it. If I come up with anything, I'll probably post it in the comment section on Facebook. I didn't want to make too long a video because I know people got things to do. But again, I'm making these videos to show that I'm not only here and trying my best, but if you need help, if you have any of these symptoms, just watch out for them. I'm doing my part, and Dr. Yusutin is doing his part. By the way, if you Google that man, he is an amazing person. He has done so much work. And if you want to look at the book, I don't know what the title is, but he has a few books. He literally wrote the book on HS. His name is Dr. Yusutin, and he is so good at what he does. I don't know if I've become numb to the pain or if he's just that good with a needle, but when they do the injections, him or his team, I don't feel it. And they're like, you didn't jump, you didn't yell, you didn't do anything. I was like, why? I'm in so much pain on the daily. This is nothing. I said, as a matter of fact, it feels nice because you're relieving some of the pressure. Once they inject, and this is gory, so if you don't want to hear it, it's fine. Once they inject the steroid, it has a name, I can't remember it. It the puncture, it helps some of the gunk come out, and oh my gosh, that feels so nice. Going from pain to just like a switch, just gone. But yeah, it takes, for the medicine to properly work, it takes about a day, is what they said. So, and it works better if you take a nap because you're not moving. So take a nap, and by the time you wake up, you'll probably feel that it's gone. And true to his word, it happened. And if you know me, I don't like taking naps during the day. That's something that just got stuck in my head from when my dad was here, because he always had me going, running. He would walk faster than me despite having a prosthetic leg. Yeah, that man, it was, yeah, talk about strength. So, what else? I believe that's it. On another tangent, if you don't want to hear what's going on, I'm just at this point just rambling, because we talked about HS and the diabetes. If you want to hear more about what's going on upstairs, that'll be another video as well. I don't feel any pain anymore because of the medicine I took right now. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want guidance, let me know. If you're local, you know, if the situation allows, I can give rides. I can give suggestions, as long as I'm not having a bad pain day, because with pain comes blood, and sometimes I will sit in a chair, and if it's fabric, it'll be all over the chair, and I'm like, oh my god. That's the most embarrassing thing for me, is that I'm a bleeder. So yeah. But next video will probably be in like a week or two, if I'm okay. If you feel I forgot, let me know. I probably did. But I want to do this regularly, and I wanted to get the heavy stuff out so that when I do play and stream, it's going to be fun. I can tell you about my day without having to touch base on the bad side of it. And the only reason these videos were touching on that, the bad side, is because I want to explain what my current situation is, as well as what the situation has been. Um, let's see here. Well, we'll go ahead and call it a day. I will be online as much as possible. If you need to reach out to me, well, we can do that. Let's see. Sorry about the noises. I have the world's oldest chair. Um, yeah. Have a good day. Be safe. Be good.